You heard the Sunni say there's only one Quran.
Yeah.
You heard the Shia say there's only one Quran.
Yeah.
I asked them fairly, which Quran were they talking about?
Yeah.
The Hafs, the Wash, or the Duri? But then when I tried to speak, they interrupt. He says it's the same.
Show to everyone first.
This is
Show to everyone first.
We have.
Same, literally. I read it letter by letter, word
He
by
said
word.
it's the same,
Word
but
by
he
word.
doesn't know Arabic. They even give advice about the best way to throw bricks at someone's head in their law schools.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not making it up. The best way to throw a brick at someone's head is covered in Sharia law. Isn't that an amazing mercy to mankind? So my simple question is
What
this.
do you know about
We
Judaism?
Christians have read the New Testament for 2,000 years.
Right.
We find no
many
evidence
Jews
of
you killed?
Muhammad in the Injil.
In the
That's
name
not
of
true.
Jesus.
That
Where
can't
is
be.
he?
It can't.
Since Afghan Mo's here, I thought I'd ask Afghan Mo a question. I would like some Muslim somewhere to answer
he has
for
done
me.
good things that I
should be
know.
able to answer some questions.
I'm sure he will because we
Yeah.
always see him doing dawah here.
Okay.
And then
he's
when
doing
you
dawah now?
yeah,
No,
well, he
what I
does dawah
saw,
all the
yes.
time.
His actions, what I
But
saw.
when you
But as a
start to ask him
person, I
about
don't know. He
Islam,
might be
Yeah.
one of the
suddenly he gets
evilest
shy.
person.
He gets ignorant.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, he's spoken.
A little bit.
I don't
Is
know.
that Backstreet Boy?
He
Is
must
that
have done
Backstreet
a lot.
Boy dancer?
I think so.
made.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the shaded monocle. I think I got him far and lost.
No. What is here? He should be here.
Yeah.
But the thing I don't like is that you don't give a detail. It's very interesting because
Have you got water?
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Afghanistan. Oh, is it?
There you go.
I'd like to ask you a question, if I may.
Take it from the bag, I think.
Yeah.
Take it from the bag. Give me the bag.
That's it. That's all.
I'd like to ask you a question. The Quran states very clearly that Muhammad can be found in the New Testament.
I don't know.
So can you show me?
I don't know.
Funny that. What did I say you would say? Or is it which bit is it you don't know? What the Quran says, or where you can find him in the New Testament?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Ah,
But this
okay.
is a
So
guy.
he's
This is a
suddenly
guy.
ignorant about it. He's
Suddenly,
suddenly
he's always brave
Yeah.
when he's heckling and shouting.
Yeah.
He's always brave when he's in a mob.
Okay.
And I've seen him do dawah one-to-one with people in the park.
Ah, okay.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. But like with many of the dawah team,
Yeah.
when he's challenged about his own religion,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ah,
I've got nothing to say.
Okay, we're teaching them,
So
teaching them.
let's go through it logically, just me and you, because I know you say you don't know, so this will be educational for both of us. Yeah? Maybe we can work it out together. So in Surah 61:6,
61:6, Bob.
yeah, 61:6, it says this. And remember when Isa, son of Maryam, said, O children of Israel, I am the messenger of Allah
Okay.
unto you, confirming the Torah which came before me,
Yeah.
and giving glad tidings of a messenger to come after me, whose name is Ahmed.
Ah, okay. Ahmed.
Yeah, Ahmed. But when he came to them with clear proofs, they said, this is plain magic. So the Quran says that there is a testimony that he spoke of Ahmed. Can you show me where Ahmed is in the New Testament?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Ah, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. What a
Ah,
surprise!
okay, we're teaching them, teaching
What a
his religion,
surprise.
Bob.
What a surprise! So,
Yeah, I saw this morning. Yeah.
what about this one? What about this one?
Bob.
Even clearer, clearer for you.
Is that clearer one? Clearer.
Even clearer, because you know the message obviously improves. It's like a good wine.
Ah, okay.
Gets better with age. In
to me, I'm
Surah
not talking to
7,
him.
Surah
There's a
7.
difference.
in Surah 7,
I don't want to
Surah
talk to him.
7.
There's a difference. There's a
Surah
difference.
7, 157, it says this.
Any
What does it say?
mad
What does it say,
person can
Bob?
come to you and say, "Do you know what?
No,
I
no.
want to ask you questions."
He doesn't
so
want
he's
to.
diverting,
He doesn't.
he's
You see how he's running
you
away.
answer him?
Ah, okay.
You see how he's running away.
If I can help them,
Afghan
I will
Mo.
talk to them. But
Ah,
if they
Afghan.
do,
Brother, are you Muslim?
Afghan. Learn
Can
about
I
your
ask you a
religion.
question?
there
Afghan.
we go.
Yeah.
He,
Afghan Mo. Afghan Mo always does.
Let me see what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
good. Please, please.
Maybe they're ignorant.
Because I said I
What are
don't
we
know.
talking about? What's the subject?
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm
okay,
gonna
okay,
tell you
yeah,
what
that's
the
good. That's a good
subject
question.
is. I'm gonna tell you what the subject.
Somebody who can answer you.
Notice he's found his voice now. The questions are not being directed to him.
Because I said I don't know.
Suddenly he's found his
Ah, he found
voice.
his
I don't know.
Found his
I
voice.
don't know. I said.
guys.
Conversation,
I
so
said
you
I
can
don't
go
know.
away now.
Now he knows.
I
Please,
speak from
please.
the heart.
Okay,
I
okay.
speak from the heart. I
So
don't
the
know
Quran
these.
says. So the Quran says.
Flipping out.
Surah 7,
If you say I don't
157.
know, what's wrong with you?
Those who follow the messenger, the prophet, who can neither read nor write. So that's talking
yeah,
about
he knows.
Muhammad.
Okay.
whom they find written
What's
in
your
the
mic as well, yeah?
Torah
Somebody gonna take it.
and the Injil.
Sorry, he interrupted. What was
Yeah, I
that?
know, it's very rude.
Yeah.
So I'll read it again. It says, the Quran says that whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil. So the Quran has made a statement of fact. The statement of fact is this. The followers of Muhammad, some of them, found Muhammad mentioned in the Injil. So my question is, where? Because I've read the New Testament a lot.
Say it one more time. They found what?
I'll read it again. You listening?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand because
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is the clear revelation of Allah from the Quran.
Right.
And it says, whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil.
So who's that referring to?
We'll do this again because he has not been listening. So this
No,
is
I'm
now
trying-
the
no,
third
no,
time.
about- no,
Why the
listen.
third time?
Why the Christian?
Listen.
Go away.
Those who
Go
follow
away.
the messenger. So who are we talking about?
Some of the Muslims.
We're talking about the Sahaba,
Right.
the companions.
Yeah.
Right. So now we've established who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's go on to establish
They're
the point
talked
of
about in
fact.
the Torah, yeah?
Listen, the prophet who neither can read nor write. Who's the
Yeah.
prophet who can't read or write? Muhammad. So we've established who we're talking about. It's the Sahaba. Who do they follow? Muhammad. Right? And this is what it says. Whom they find written with them in the Torah and the Injil.
Okay.
So where did they find him written about?
In the Torah and Injil.
Brilliant. So now we're all on board.
Yeah.
So my simple question is
What
this.
do you know about
We
Judaism?
Christians have read the New Testament for 2,000 years.
Right.
We find no
many Jews
evidence
you
of
kill?
Muhammad in the Injil.
In the
That's
name
not
of
true.
Jesus.
That
Where
can't
is
be.
he?
It can't be.
Well, it is true.
We disagree
Because we
with you.
Christians,
Don't argue with
you
the
look at
Muslim.
thousands of years of commentary by Christians.
Argue with me.
We find no prophecy
You know,
of Muhammad in the
brainwashed so
Injil.
badly.
There is.
Go on then, please, show us. Let's consult the Google Oracle.
Yeah. Prophet
That's
Google.
fine, by the way, everybody does that. That's totally fine. Everybody does.
What is?
So we're looking
Thing
for
is,
Muhammad in the Injil.
Muhammad,
Okay.
He doesn't know anything about
He doesn't know.
Oh,
I
go
don't
away.
know anything, nothing
knows
at all.
fucking go to
Yeah, that's right. I know nothing. That's why the
You're
Dawah
Christian,
team run
yeah.
away from me every
You're
week.
a fanatic Christian. You're a fanatic Christian.
Oh, yeah,
don't
Uncle,
need to
you're
be like
useless,
that.
mate. You're a
You
useless.
have already.
Even at heckling, you're useless.
You're useless.
Let him heckle if he wants to.
I am
It's
But he's
not-
still
fine.
useless.
I never.
Yeah.
Take you down to his level.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just looking.
Don't
I know-
answer a
do you
fool
know I'm
according
heckler?
to his
No.
folly, lest you become like them.
No, because this guy is so he tell me
Thing
you're
is,
Algerian. I'm
I
not.
came here looking
This
for
guy,
a few
this
Shia people.
Mexican.
Yeah.
You know who Shias are,
Yeah.
Not too many of them. And me myself, I haven't
talk
studied
anymore. I'm not interested.
scripture, but I follow from my heart.
Fair
I follow
enough.
my heart. And Imam Reza, he one time one of the rulers, the Khalifas, he got the Christians, representative from the Christians and the Jews to come and speak to him, and he spoke about where it mentions the prophet, like for the Jews in their book it mentions about Jesus and Muhammad. Mentions their name in a different way, and it says the one that rides the camel and the one that rides the horse or something like that. Yeah, and the Christians literally had nothing to say.
So how does that story apply to the New Testament? Because I'm asking specifically
I don't know about
the
the New Testament. I don't know what it is or when it was written. Like,
So let me explain why this is important.
go on.
The Quran has made a statement of facts.
Yeah.
It's made a statement of facts. If those facts are found to be false, that means the Quran has spoken falsely.
But it's not false.
Right, so now the onus is upon every Muslim to show me where in the New Testament
Okay.
I can find Muhammad.
I understand what you're saying. But you see, if you're going to ask for proof or something, what effects is it going to have on you? If somebody
Well,
comes
if
with
you
the
can-
proof and show you, are you going to become Muslim?
If the proof is sufficient, yes, why not?
Okay, so that is good because then I'm gonna find proof and I'm gonna bring it to you and I'm gonna see your reaction to that.
Great. Now let me ask you this question. If you search in all sincerity and you can't find genuine evidence of Muhammad being mentioned in the New Testament, that means the Quran has spoken falsely.
Okay.
Are you going to abandon
can I ask
Islam?
You, can I ask you something?
No, I want you to answer my question
I'll
first.
answer you. Okay, go on.
Answer my question
Go
first.
on.
We'll do question for question.
said-
I asked you, If you search sincerely for Muhammad in the
Yeah.
New Testament,
Yeah.
and you genuinely can't find him,
Okay.
that means that the Quran has spoken falsely. Does that mean you'll stop being a Muslim?
You see, I'm gonna answer your question, but I don't know what the New Testament is.
Okay, fine.
So you need to explain to me
Yeah.
where the New Testament. That's why I asked you. Who wrote the New Testament? When did it come about?
Yep.
Who wrote it?
Yeah.
Do you know what
So
I mean?
let's do a brief overview.
Okay.
Because he's saying that he doesn't know what the New Testament is.
Yeah, I don't know.
The New Testament is a collection of writings that emerged from the Christian community between the period of 40 AD and 90 AD. In a collection of letters and a collection of gospel accounts, New Testament gospel accounts. Sorry. In a collection of New Testament gospel accounts, precisely because of the radicalizing effect of the resurrection. That an early Christian community had seen their Messiah and teacher die on a cross, and then 3 days later, on the third day, rise from the dead. Now, and that spurred that early Christian community, and they wrote to one another about this event.
I understand that.
And they wrote about this event.
Okay. So basically, it's the words of your prophet. Yeah.
No, well, yes, there's more than that.
Yeah, it's not exactly his words.
No, I'm just
may
saying
have
it's
been
more
changed.
than his words.
Okay.
It's more
I
than his
understand. That's
words.
what I'm saying. It's some of his words and certain other things. Yeah.
Which is not a problem for a Christian.
I really don't know about that, and I don't really want to talk about if it's a problem for somebody or not. But what I want to know is who wrote it, and how many different versions of the Bible do you have?
Okay, so let's...
Was there an earlier version? Was there a later version? You're talking about specifically the Testament, was it?
Yeah.
First Testament?
And I don't mean to interrupt, but you're acting as if you know what the New Testament is already.
No. How am I?
No, because
No,
your
what I
argument-
know,
He's dropping
no,
in
the
the
thing
key
is,
Islamic
listen,
narratives.
listen. No.
You never heard of the New Testament?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Have you ever heard of the Bible?
I've heard of the Bible, but there's different versions of the Bible.
That's a separate question. Have you heard of the New Testament? If you've heard of the Bible, you must have heard about the New Testament.
I've heard of the New Testament, I've heard of Book of Genesis,
So you have heard of the New Testament?
the word itself, but I don't know what it is.
Brother, what I would encourage you to do is to approach this conversation honestly and sincerely.
Yeah.
You have not come to this conversation as a blank sheet of paper.
Why not?
Because
I'm here to learn.
even your comments and questions
See, the thing is, you're judging
hint
me.
at the fact
you
that
don't know
you have an
You spoke
opinion.
to me for how many minutes now, and you're giving your opinion about who I am. You have no idea who I am, and keep saying, oh, but you're doing this, you're doing that. You don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn something from you guys, yeah, and I want to know, you see, the Quran, the difference between the Quran and the angel is that there's only one Quran. Yeah,
Are you sure?
but I'm pretty sure that everyone follows the one
Which
Quran.
Quran should I follow? The Hafs, the Warsh, or the Duri?
I've never heard of these stuff that you're talking about.
These are different Quran. These are different Qurans.
Arabic Quran.
These are different Arabic Qurans.
How are they different?
They have different words.
Oh, okay. But there's one main Quran.
Which Quran though? The Hafs, the Warsh, or the Duri?
Look, I only know one Quran.
But which Quran do you know? The Hafs, the Warsh, or the Duri?
I don't know what the half and the hush, the whatever you just said.
Okay, so go and speak to the Sunnis. They will tell you all about this.
I don't want to speak to Sunnis.
Right, but there are different Qurans. If you go to
I've
North
never heard
Africa,
that.
they use the Warsh Quran.
How is that? What is that?
It's the Warsh Quran. It's the Warsh version of the Quran. And
Is
then
that the name of it? Wash.
it's called the Warsh version of the Quran.
Okay.
It's the Warsh. It's the Warsh. It's based upon who narrated it. Yeah. And these different Qurans, their theology is pretty much identical.
Right.
I'm not going to say that you look at their theology and things dramatically change to one version or another. But they have different words. And if they have different words, it's fair to call them different Qurans.
Okay, can I just say one thing? Do you know who wrote the Quran?
Well, multiple different people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Same as the angel. Yeah? The angel. It's written by different people. Yeah? But there's one person we know who wrote the Quran. Yeah? When the ayahs came down, when the verses came down to Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family, one person wrote everything down. Do you know who he was?
But no, it wasn't one person. There were multiple people.
There was multiple people, but there was one main
So
person.
it wasn't one person.
No, trust me, I know my Islamic history.
You're talking about Zayd bin Thabit?
No, I'm
Who
talking
is
about
this other
Ali.
person then? Ali.
Ali
Of
was
course,
the
yes,
closest
of course.
person. Yeah, Ali was the closest person. He wrote down everything. Now, after the death of the Prophet,
Yeah.
peace be upon him,
Yeah.
people said we don't want anything to do with what Ali has written. Yeah, we'll do our own thing because the followers of Ali are gonna follow him. So he's already got his followers. We're gonna gather followers for ourselves.
So what you're saying is that right at the birth of Islamic
Yes.
history, Muslims were in dispute about which Quran to use.
No,
the one
there
by
was one
Ali,
Quran.
the one by
Okay,
Ali,
yes, yes.
or the one that was commissioned by Uthman.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right. So there were different Qurans then, even in the earliest days.
Different Qurans. No, different people who wrote the Quran. Yeah, the words are the same.
Are you
yeah?
sure?
Listen, when the ayahs came down, yeah, Ali was the first person to write it down.
Yeah.
There was other people who wrote down verses of the Quran and tried to form the Quran, but the main person who wrote the Quran was Ali.
Right.
Yeah, and after the death of the Prophet, they said we don't want nothing to do with Ali.
Why did they say they don't want anything to do with Ali's Quran?
You tell me. You tell me.
Surely it was burnt. Whatever Quran Muhammad had, surely it was burnt by Uthman.
Burnt?
Uthman burnt Quran.
I don't know.
So whichever
I
Quran
never heard
existed,
that.
whichever Quran
Let me
existed.
show you some. Let me show you some evidence that from Sunni sources. Yeah.
You know what? You know,
Do you reject
I
Sunni
listen. No,
sources?
the thing is, I don't reject them. Yeah, if it can help me, it can help me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, I know for a fact that the Sunni have different understandings.
They have more than different understandings, Jack. They have different hadiths.
You're telling me
They
there's
have
different
different
Qurans.
Qurans. Yeah, they
That's
have
what I'm
different
saying.
Qurans.
See, so look, if you get to the bottom of anything,
Yeah.
there's one true answer. There's one true
Yeah.
Quran. There's one true angel. There's one
Yeah.
true Torah. Yeah. If you want to know the answers, you have to get to the bottom. You got to get to the source.
Yeah.
Yeah. The person who understands the Quran the most. If the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, calls Ali his own self,
Yeah.
that means if the Prophet is dead and his own self, Ali, is still alive, yeah, you can refer to him. But for example, some people
what
come
you're-
to
what
Ali
you're saying
and
is
say,
that-
look, we don't want nothing to do with you. You at the same time
Yeah.
saying that I don't believe in the Prophet because anything he said, yeah, could be changed. Yeah, but the thing is, the Shias, yeah, they follow the correct narrative, the right path.
Let
Yeah,
me ask you this question: what's the punishment for adultery in
stoning.
Sharia law? Stoning. Everybody heard it.
Yeah.
The Shia
I
said the
believe that.
punishment for adultery is stoning.
Yeah, he
Get
said
out your
that.
Quran.
Hold on, tell me adultery, is it
Get out your
is it-
Quran.
Is
Yeah,
it, is it
take out your
I don't have a
Quran.
Quran with me.
Right.
But
Can you show me?
adultery is a married woman having sex with someone else.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
No, I
And
do
the
believe in
punishment. The punishment is stoning.
that. Right, of
Yeah.
course.
So I would challenge you to show me where in the Quran it says you should stone someone for
okay.
adultery.
Okay.
Show me.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're telling me.
Because what does the Quran actually say is the punishment for
The-
adultery?
the
It says
Quran-
lashing.
Listen,
That's what the Quran says.
is it?
Yeah, it does. You will never find a verse in the Quran saying stone someone for adultery.
Okay.
It says that the punishment for fornication is lashing. That's what it
Okay.
says. But now listen to this hadith.
Alright.
Let me just find it for you.
Okay.
Right.
But listen, let me ask you something personally, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
If you make a mistake, would you take back what you said?
Yeah, I'm about to actually on camera.
I know. So
Soon.
what you
Connected to
what you
Latin.
judged about me saying I'm not here as a blank page.
Well, I
What
think
you-
that's a true statement.
So exactly. So
I
you
think that's a
take
true
back.
statement.
You see, that's why I objected to what you and this other brother said to me. Yeah, because you don't know me and you judged me within 2 minutes, saying I'm not being a good person. I'm not doing this right. But you didn't know me.
You're
So
saying-
you need to take back certain things that you said about me before I continue talking with you.
You're the
Yeah.
one that decided to speak on the other guy's behalf, yeah? 'Cause you
Oh,
didn't
I
want to
didn't.
speak.
I said no.
Hold on a minute,
you're
hold on a
doing
minute,
it again.
finish, let me
I'm not
finish.
speaking on his behalf.
A guy that justifies beheadings,
Ah,
and
exactly.
he sees you as a kuffar and an infidel because you're Shia.
Okay.
See how hypocritical you are?
Look, you're just saying I spoke on his behalf. How am I speaking on his behalf? I'm talking to him.
I want to ask you
I'm
this
not
question.
speaking about his. I don't care who he is. I don't know
Brother,
him. I didn't
brother,
even speak to him.
brother.
So don't. You're doing the
Brother,
same thing he did
brother.
by you telling me what I'm doing when
He
you
just
don't
wants
know
to
what I'm
run
doing.
away from the question. Let's everybody
No,
be
we can
calm.
talk about the question.
So let's deal with the
I'm
question
here
I'm
to
asking.
talk. I'm talking to
Great.
you, right?
So listen to the question.
Listen.
The Quran says that the punishment for adultery is lashing.
Okay.
You know that. I know that. doesn't say stoning. I challenge any Muslim who's listening to me
Look.
to find the verse where it says stoning.
What you just told me, I heard for the first time.
Premise 2. Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 8, 817. Found on page 539. Listen to what it says. Allah sent Muhammad with the truth revealed in the holy book. So what are we talking about? What's the holy book? It's the Quran. And among what Allah revealed was the verse of Rajam. What's Rajam? Stoning a married person, male and female, who commit adultery. And we did recite this verse and understood and memorized it. Now, if they understand and memorize it and apply it, what's that telling you? They're treating it like the Quran. Allah's apostle did carry out the punishment of stoning, and so did we after him, just like you do.
Verses in the Quran that says
Just
it.
like you do. I am afraid, listen, are you listening to this bit? I am afraid that after a long time has passed, somebody will say, by Allah, we do not find the verse of stoning in Allah's book. And thus they will go astray by leaving an obligation which Allah has
Tell me
revealed.
where this came from.
This is from Sahih al-Bukhari.
Not that. I understood that. Tell me where it came from that, for example, Shias or Sunnis say that you stoned somebody.
Right. Here's what I think actually happened.
You need both sides of the story.
I'm going to give you my theory, and it is a hypothesis. But here's my hypothesis.
Okay.
Why is it that we see that Muslims universally apply the punishment of stoning to adulterers? They even give advice about the best way to throw bricks at someone's head in their law schools.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not making it up. That's true.
Yeah.
The best way to throw a brick at someone's head is covered in Sharia law. Isn't that an amazing mercy to mankind, ladies and gentlemen?
The stone covered in Sharia
So,
law.
1 second.
The stone covered
Listen,
in Sharia law.
listen.
If you're going to tell me something, at least be specific. If I'm going to ask you a question about what you're
Listen.
talking about, you need to be able to answer me. If
So-
I'm asking you a question, you're talking on.
So-
are you trying to speak to me? Are you trying to guide
So
me?
show
or are
me,
you trying
show
to
me
prove
where
something to
stoning
me?
is in the Quran. Google
That's
it.
what I just asked you.
Where?
Before
It
you
isn't
asked
there.
me,
It
before
isn't
you,
there. That's
Okay,
the
so
answer.
I asked you, where did it come from then?
And I was explaining before you interrupted. So, how do we explain the fact that Muslims universally practice stoning for adultery, even though there's no Muslim that can find it
Tell me
anywhere
who practices
in the
it.
Quran?
Tell me who practices
You
it.
said the Shia do. I spoke to Sunnis and they do.
When was the last time
Now
it
he's
was
interrupting. He asked a question, but he doesn't want to listen to the answer.
But the thing is, you're talking, but
Because
you're
I'm
not giving me
trying
an
to answer your question. Bear with me, patience.
Let me see.
Patience. I'll get to the answer quicker if you interrupt less.
Alright.
So how do we explain this anomaly? We explain this anomaly as simply like this.
Go on, Bob.
Simply like this. The practice of stoning was something that was practiced before Islam.
Yeah.
It was a popular punishment for adulterers. Muslims wanted to continue practicing it, but they couldn't find it in their book, so they invented a hadith to justify it, which is the one I've just read. The one I've just read talks about a verse being in the Quran that we cannot find today. If that hadith is trustworthy and reliable, that means the Quran has been changed. In which case, Islam is false because the Quran should not be changed.
Look, you're
If,
saying-
however, that hadith is false, then what we see is a Sahih hadith.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the fact that Muslims have been practicing something that they don't have in their book. Doing what Allah did not do, what Muhammad did
can
not
I
do.
say one
Your
thing
reply,
now?
yeah.
Are you telling me every single thing that we do and follow as Muslims or me as a Shia is written in the Quran?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what are you trying to say then?
So what I am trying to say is this, because the brother didn't keep up. I hope everyone else is tracking well. The hadith state that there was a verse in the Quran that said stone people. It says that Muhammad stoned people, and we see that Muslims today argue for stoning people.
Okay. Listen,
But we
tell me
do
when you
not
finish,
find
yeah?
that verse in the
Tell me
Quran.
when you finish.
So that means one of two things.
Yeah.
Either Muslims are practicing something for which there is no Quranic precedent,
Alright.
in which case Islam is just invention, innovation, bid'ah, or the Quran has been changed. Take your pick.
Okay.
Okay, you finished, yeah?
Yep, go on,
Can I
reply.
talk, yeah?
Answer.
Yeah, now what you just said is, okay, you're telling me the Quran was changed, yeah?
I'm giving you evidence.
Okay, look, let me finish now.
Yeah,
let
sure,
me talk,
sure.
yeah? I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not disputing any facts.
Okay.
Yeah? If the Quran was changed, it's been changed. If Ali said, okay, this Quran, I'll sign off that it's okay, it will suffice. Yeah, that's the Quran that everyone follows. It's the one Quran that everybody has in their homes. Yeah, not the different Qurans that you're talking about. Now, secondly, yeah, you're saying and I'm saying there could be some things that have been changed. Yeah, I'm not saying that. No, it hasn't.
No, let him
No,
finish his point.
I'm just talking about what he's saying.
You can debate next.
That's
You
fine.
can
Let
debate
him speak
next.
as well, man.
Okay, so we'll come and join the conversation. We're not precious.
I want to hear from you. You said the Quran has been changed.
Yes.
What part has been changed?
No,
So-
he's saying there's different Qurans.
Yes, that was one point.
He's saying that there's different Qurans. Yeah.
37
There's not
at
one Quran that we.
There's
see the Quran?
There's Qurans that people are disputed within translation. Not the Quran.
No,
That's what I thought. That's what I
What's
thought.
story?
Of
That's
debate.
what I
How
thought.
many
No,
does that
but it's
equal?
true.
It happens.
How many? Ladies and gentlemen,
Look, I know what you're
Same
talking
meaning.
about. I know what you're talking
what
about.
does 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal?
3.
3. What's half plus wash plus duri? Qurans?
Three.
So we got multiple Qurans then.
Look,
That didn't prove nothing. You just said one
Yeah,
verse, one plus
yeah.
one.
I said half.
Didn't prove. I want
wash,
to see the Quran
duri.
verse that's been changed.
Okay.
Start making sure and one plus
Okay.
one plus one
listen,
plus.
if you're gonna
We'll
say,
get you that
if you're
in a
gonna
minute.
say, if you're gonna say there's different
100,
We'll
Qurans,
get you that in a minute.
if you're gonna talk and say, you're gonna say that there's different Qurans, yeah?
Yes, there are.
Okay, that's fine. Let's agree to disagree or whatever, yeah? Let's say there is, yeah? I didn't know until today.
Fair enough.
Yeah? What I do know, if there is different Qurans, yeah, they basically are saying the same thing.
Are they?
I know there's
Some
a
people might have
Quran.
a little slight different meaning.
Did you know Ali?
That's why we're
Oh wait,
always
hold on. The guy that said there was only one Quran is now saying they might have had slightly different meaning.
Listen carefully.
So he did know
Listen
about the
carefully,
multiple
stop shouting.
versions of the
Let's have a
Quran.
dialogue. Let's have a dialogue.
Yeah, let's have a
I'm not
dialogue.
going to talk to you if you're going to carry on being hyped.
You can walk away if you want.
I know
No
I
one's
can.
forcing
I
you
know
to
I
stand
can.
here.
You don't need to tell me if I can walk away or not. I know I can walk away. I'm standing
Right,
here
right.
and I'm talking to you. So have
So
some
let's have a
respect.
dialogue.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If I'm talking to you calmly, I can talk like this as long as I want.
Great.
I don't want to keep talking like this. Yeah, and I can keep talking the same way you are. But I'm not like you. I'm trying to talk to you on a level. Yeah. So can you calm down?
Bring the volume
yes,
down, bring the
thank
volume
you.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Can we allow everybody to say what they want? Yeah.
So long as they don't interrupt.
You're saying what you want. I'm saying what I want. He's saying what he wants. If you're gonna come here and you're gonna
So we got both parts.
exactly,
He's interrupting again.
That's a bit rude.
He's interrupting again.
it doesn't matter.
Whether you're Shia or Sunni, the problem remains the same.
It's not.
It doesn't
So
matter the same.
It does.
It's not.
It is the
believe
same.
one
Exactly. We as a
believe
Shia
one
and
Quran.
Sunni,
But
we
which
both agree
Quran?
it's not.
Half wash or
There's
duri?
only one Quran.
Yeah, but
There's
which one?
only one
Just as we
Quran that
worship
we
one God,
follow.
there's
Yes.
one Quran.
But which Quran?
Just
The
imagine
half, the
what
wash
just
or the
imagine
duri
what created
Quran?
the
Let me
belief
tell
one
you
God.
something that
Yeah,
you
but
didn't
which
know.
That's how we
Quran?
believe
Let me
the
tell
book.
you
Yeah, but I'm
something.
asking you which Quran?
There's only one Quran.
Yeah, which
Baba,
one? The
let me
half,
tell
the
you
wash or the
one.
duri?
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, but which one?
That's it.
Majid.
I talk about
Quran and Majid.
translation.
The Quran and Majid.
Majid is called, the Quran is called Majid.
Right.
Yeah, that's its name. Like Allah, God has chosen Allah as his name. The Quran is called Majid. Yeah? And
Yeah.
Kareem.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you, you told me some stuff
Yeah.
I learned today for the first time.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna tell you some stuff that you're gonna hear maybe for the first time.
Go on.
Ali alayhim salam. He was the person in charge of writing the Quran. Until the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, he had the sole purpose, his whole thing. The Quran is about Ali. Yeah? There are 300 or up to 1,300 verses which was revealed on certain occasions because of Ali. Yeah? The Quran was written by him. Now, when the Prophet died, they said, we don't want the Quran that you written. We all come together.
Fire, don't feed the
We all
trolls.
come together. We don't need Ali. Yeah? We just need Ali to sign off to say that this Quran is suffice. Yeah? Now, what Ali did, he wrote the Quran. his Quran still remains out of our sight. Yeah, what his purpose was, was to write the Quran in a certain way. Yeah, the fact that we don't have this. We don't have that Quran. Sorry, what are you saying?
No, bro. Okay, so
Look,
he
I'm
stopped
telling
talking to me, so I'm going to come back into the conversation. So, guys, you heard the Sunni say there's only one Quran.
Yeah.
You
And I
heard
said
the
there's only
Shia
one
say there's only one Quran.
Yeah.
I asked them fairly, which Quran were they talking about?
Yeah.
The Hafs,
Quran and Majid.
the Wash,
Yeah,
or the
Majid.
Duri? Now, they asked me to be silent for conversation. But then when I tried to
He's
speak,
still raising his voice.
they
He's still
interrupt,
raising his voice.
and
I
so I
raise my
have to
voice.
raise my
I raise
voice.
my voice. He keeps raising his
So-
voice. Let's see who can talk louder. Let's see who can talk louder. Yeah, you want to shout as well, yeah? You want to shout as well, yeah? We all want to shout here, yeah? We all want to shout here, yeah? This is how it's standing. This is how it's going. No, bro, you keep raising your voice over me. I can do that as well.
He was
Yeah?
quiet when he
No,
spoke. He
listen.
was quiet when he spoke.
Was I
I
quiet
don't
when they
care.
were
I don't
speaking?
care if he was- He bited in.
Do you
He
want to hear
cut-
what
he
I've got to
cut me
say?
off. The camera,
So-
this camera is right here.
He
He
just
cut me
wants
off.
to- let him
This
show.
guy cut
Let
me
him
off.
show.
He cut me off. He cut me off.
The quote from the
Cut me off.
scholars
I was
will
explaining
still
something
be
to
here
him,
when he's
and
done.
He cut me
Oh,
off.
okay.
I tried to answer a question, but he cut me
No,
off.
you started
Yeah?
talking to someone
He
else.
cut me off.
So,
I know. He kept
ladies and
raising his voice.
gentlemen,
He kept raising his voice.
let me
I raised my
quote
voice
from
as
the
well.
scholars. Let me quote from the scholars. Because you've all heard
I will.
the Sunni say there's only one Quran.
You ain't proved nothing.
And you've all
This guy
heard
hasn't
the
proved
Shia
anything.
say
Yeah, he
there's
hasn't
only
proved
one
anything.
Quran.
Hey, come.
So,
You're not stopping him when
let
he's
us
screaming.
now
Hey,
read
be
the
just,
scholars.
man. Hey, old man, come here.
I'm going to
Hey,
quote
Hey,
from
say.
Gerd R. Puyin. Gerd R. Puyin is a textual critical scholar of the earliest Quranic manuscripts. Listen to this.
Bob.
The orthography of the standard text is full of inconsistencies. Did you all hear that?
Inconsistent.
The orthography
Photography, yeah.
of the standard text is full of inconsistencies, as if they became petrified in a time when an orthographic original reform had started already, but which had not yet become effective in the whole corpus. It is just this defect, however, which enables us to reveal many details of its orthographic history. The more so if we are to take the early manuscripts of the Quran into account. Because of the lack of a critical edition, we cannot rightly be sure at all that the standard text is really the Rasm Uthmani. It is the earliest possible text. Now let me just break that down for you. What Gerd R. Puyin has discovered in her studies is that when you compare lots of different early Qurans to one another, they all differ. They all
Let me just cover
differ.
all your misconception.
No, 1
What we
second.
do is all Muslims.
1 second.
We believe in one Quran that came in Arabic. That's
Which
the original
Quran,
way.
though?
Let me just finish. Let me speak. You see?
Go on.
So it came in Arabic, but you have to know who you're learning from the translation. Some people might put different opinion or different meaning within the internet. You understand? So you have to take the Quran itself. So any country that you go to, without the translation, the Quran itself is one.
Can I
Please
reply?
keep asking me 1 second, brother, one at a time. So if you talk about the translation, you have to go to a certain country where the people are known, are truthful, and they will translate for you.
Can I
And we
reply?
learn from them. You know,
Okay.
the tabi'in, the
May I reply?
companions,
May I reply?
they're teaching,
Right.
they're teaching.
Wait, one
until
second,
it
1
reached
second.
us.
Guys,
You can't just
one.
learn from any translation that you see.
Can I reply now? Can I
Imagine
reply?
you using-
So the point that the brother is making is that translations might be different, but you've got to go for honest translations. The brother doesn't understand the point that I'm making. I am not talking about translations. I am talking about the Arabic text.
The Quran in original.
In the original
They're all the
language.
same.
in the original
I've
language.
been to so many countries. Every
Now,
time I go to the mosque, there is
so-
same Quran. I have never ever read a different one.
So-
Never. Islamophobia. What's going on?
One second. One second. So, guys, let us quote
There's a verse in the Quran. Don't
another
never lie.
professor,
Okay.
Professor Thomas of Birmingham
So what was
University.
he gonna say?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Birmingham University was in the news in 2015. And they were in the news because they found what became known as the Birmingham portfolios, which are meant to be 2 leaves of the earliest, one of the earliest copies of the Quran. This is what he said. This is what he said.
And the beautiful
The
part is,
discovery
we have to debate
of
about-
the
we have to debate about
Birmingham
if Christ been changed or not.
portfolios.
The Bible is just simple.
He's just not
Bible,
listening now.
everyone knows it's changed.
He demanded that he could be heard,
Semi-design.
but he's not listening to any response.
Different Bibles.
Support the view that the Quran was written down at an early stage in the form, listen to this, that is very close to the Quran as we have it now. Is very close the same as identical? No. How big is the gap between very close and exactly the same? Huge. The Quran as we have it now,
funny how you come
there
to it,
has
and
been
everyone's cheering,
debate for a long time amongst non-Islamic
This is not
academics,
preaching, we're having fun.
scholars,
They're playing with the religion.
about the
Brothers and
history of the
sisters, they're playing with
Quran
religion.
and whether
Mubarak,
it was
Eid Mubarak,
complete
everyone.
by the time of the death of Muhammad, or whether it continued to be added to and slightly changed to meet the community's
Mubarak, all
needs
believers,
for
disbelievers.
possibly up to 100 years after his
And he
death.
had to pick only 4.
But the
4,
fact-
which one is the Quran?
but
the
the
Bible,
fact
how many? How
that
many?
these
How
2
many?
folios
Over 100
are
folios.
not identical. Are not identical. Are not
It's the hate.
identical. But very close.
Very close. That's the
Very close. What's the difference between identical and very close? Huge.
Big.
But very close to the Quran as it is now found in publishing form. So that's 2 professors now from 2 universities that have both said that the Quran has been changed.
Yeah, give me 2 Arabic Quran that is different. Show me now.
I will.
Show me.
In time.
Show me. He has the one that he wrote in his little, little notebook.
But it gets worse for the brother. Because Dr. Keith E. Small wrote a book called Textual Criticism and Quranic Manuscripts.
Islamic phobia website.
You can buy his book
Islamic phobia
from
website.
Waterstones
You write those from.
right now. Just go and buy it. Google it on Amazon. Buy it today.
Google it, fact check.
Dr. Keith E. Small also discovered different texts of the Quran. But it gets worse for this brother. Because Dr. Daniel Brubaker, a 4th professor, and they're all working independently of one another, had access to all of the earliest copies of the Quran, and he found
we need to be
that
careful.
every single
We
one
learn
of
with the
them
Muslim community,
was
with the Muslim
different
community.
to
We
the
have to be
next.
careful. Yet they know a non-believer. That's
Different
completely topic.
to the next.
Different.
So,
Islamic phobia website. He wrote
What's
that
your
from.
answer?
That's all he done. There is no such as faith. He had no point. Then I told him to bring me 2 Arabic versions of the Quran that is different. Show me. Show me. There's no version at all. I don't have seen it myself. I don't be like, what? God, I'm confused now.
Right, cool, is that it?
This has a little book and write on the internet. You understand? Sorry.
brother, can we talk afterwards?
Watch Quran.
Alright, Bob, it's finished.
Brother,
You
leave
said
it to
everything.
me. Instead of preaching it.
So he wants evidence of different Qurans.
Yeah, he said that.
That's fine, we'll get it in. Let's have a look.
Alright.
So he doesn't believe the scholars because the scholars are all Islamophobic. Dr. Daniel Brubaker is an Islamophobe. Dr. Gerdar Puyin is an Islamophobe. Dr. Keith E. Small is an Islamophobe.
Islamophobia websites. Remember that.
Dr. Thomas of Birmingham University is an Islamophobe. All of these esteemed doctors that quote one another, they don't quote him,
Ask him one question.
they quote one
Why
another,
is he going around
they're all
just preaching?
Islamophobes
Find one that
and they
has
work
knowledge.
for
Instead of
prestigious
passion.
universities.
Come, we need a knowledge person to speak to.
So,
Come, let me speak to so I can handle one of these guys here.
let's pull up an example of difference.
Listen. Stop preaching and let someone have dialogue with you.
When you
That's how beautiful my
Didn't-
religion
didn't you
is.
just
I don't
interrupt
talk,
and shout?
I don't talk without knowledge.
It's weird, isn't it?
This is
He
serious.
says,
This is
he
serious. You can't
says,
just go to
let's
the
have a
website,
dialogue.
Yeah, he said that.
But when I tried to have a dialogue with him, he just shouted and shouted.
No manners.
So,
No manners.
Right,
Probably within that 100, probably another 100.
so, let's have a look.
I just have to take my time with it.
So, let's have a look.
He's scared. He's scared
For
of
examples of difference.
Cameraman, I just similar to him. Sorry? Of course, I'm not knowledge. You mean to lie about my
Right,
religion?
brother.
You mean to lie about my religion? The only reason I spoke is the Quran. I said two versions of the Quran. Show me. Nothing else. No hadith. I'm not knowledge.
I'm complimenting you. I'm saying that you stand your ground.
Compliment. You just said I was running away.
No, I said you're a hypocrite. No, I didn't.
Hypocrite.
Calm down. I said I admire you for standing your ground.
Right, let's ask a question.
Of course, I'm not scared of the truth. That's why. The truth is the truth. Nothing but the truth. Are you mad?
Let me ask you this question. Let's just do a little comprehension test.
All right.
Before you listen,
Comprehension
rewind
test.
this. Listen, stop this.
No.
There's someone that's knowledgeable.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. Is the word killed the same as the word fought?
Kill and fought are
Yeah.
different. Kill
Oh,
is someone that
different.
kills.
Brilliant. What's the difference between killed and fought?
The guy behind the camera.
I'm asking you. You wanted a
So
dialogue?
cheer up.
He doesn't want a dialogue.
I can't
Do you want a dialogue?
dialogue?
Do you want a dialogue? Let's have a dialogue. Focus. Focus on me. Focus on me. He is scared. He is scared. That's why he doesn't want to talk to me. So, what is the difference between fought and killed?
I just told you it's different. Kill.
Yes,
someone
go
that
on.
you already killed that he died.
He's died, right?
Understand?
And fought?
Fought is about, you fought with someone.
So we agreed they don't have the same meaning.
There's different meaning.
Brilliant. Right, let me read the Hafs Quran. In the Hafs Quran, it's translated as the word.
What was the no. What was the deal? What was the deal? Quran in Arabic, in a context.
It's right there.
In
The Arabic
Quran.
is here.
Bring me two kitab.
The Arabic is there on
the meaning,
screen.
the translation.
The Arabic
Everyone
is
have
there
their
on
own-
screen.
Yeah.
Can you see the Arabic on screen?
Yes.
Can you see the Arabic on
In
screen?
Arabic, in Arabic.
Fat chick.
Can you see the Arabic on
Show
screen?
me in
Read it in Arabic.
Can you see the Arabic on screen?
So you say these two?
Yeah.
Show me the verse.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Can you read Arabic?
Yes, of course.
So,
وكأي wave أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وكأي من نبي قاتل معه
Qatala, that's what he said.
The Arabic thing, you know what I'm saying?
What's,
So no something.
what does Qatala mean?
How did you not stop me?
What does Qatala mean? What does Qatala mean? What does it mean?
Listen, am I supposed to read? Look, he's every minute he's keep changing. He's
I'm
not
asking
changing,
you.
bro.
What does
He's
Qatala
a
mean?
sneaky one. Sneaky one.
What does Qatala mean?
One second.
What does Qatala mean?
Devils are very tricky.
What does Qatala mean?
Subhanallah. Subhanallah.
What does it mean?
Listen, you told me to read in
Yeah.
Arabic.
Yeah.
In ayah. وكأي من نبي قاتل معه ربيون كثير فما وهنوا لما أصابهم في سبيل الله وما ضعفوا وما استكانوا والله يحب الصابرين.
Wait.
The other side.
Right, 1 second.
Guys,
1 second. Give your best translation.
He's trying to cover the other verse.
No, you'll get that later. Just give your best translation.
Translate.
Your best translation. No one's holding you to it. We're not going to say, oh, because you said it this way. Give your
Funny
best
guy.
translation.
He's a funny guy.
What's your best
He's
translation?
a funny guy. Listen.
What's your best translation?
What was the deal? What
Okay,
does it do? Don't
he
jump
doesn't
around.
want to
Don't
give a
look
better
at them. Don't look at
translation.
them. It's me and you here.
So answer
It's
the
me and
question.
you.
What's
The
your
verse
best
to verse. I was
translation?
going to read the second verse. He covered away from
What
me.
is
I
your
told
best
you in the Quran,
translation?
It's only one version. One version.
One translation and then the next one.
And he's
What's
telling me
your
to
best translation?
Did I say another
Does
translation?
anyone think he's avoiding?
Did I say?
Do you want to hear him answer the question?
Did I say another translation of it?
Right.
He asked me, can I read in the Quran in Arabic?
Yes.
And I said, I did.
If you
And I
can
did.
read
It's the
it,
truth.
then you can translate it.
No, you can't.
Oh!
No, you can't. No, you can't. Quran.
So in other words, he just said the
No, you can't.
words.
No, you can't.
He doesn't know what the words mean.
Quran is not like simple, even normal
Do you
Arabic.
understand what the
Even
words
normal-
mean?
Forget the Quran, even normal Arabic.
you
I
understand
can
what the
read,
words
I can read, but I don't
mean?
understand.
Ah,
Quran is
okay.
different.
He
Really?
can read, but he can't understand.
Ask me the reason.
Right.
Ask the reason.
So
It's
what
shown
was
off
the
to
point
audience.
in reading it?
Ask me.
Because
Ask
now
me.
he can't. He's just ruled
He's not
himself out
asking
of the
me.
conversation.
He has an audience, that's all he's doing. Not even me. Listen, forget your
So
audience.
this is the translation.
If I read,
And
if I read
how
Arabic
many a
and I haven't
prophet
learned the
has
translation.
fought with whom were many
Wallahi, he's
worshippers
Muslim
of the
devil,
Lord,
subhanallah.
so
He's a
they did
dangerous
not
guy.
become
Dangerous
weak-hearted
guy, subhanallah.
on account of
Subhanallah.
what befell them in Allah's
Subhanallah.
way. Nor did they
Hey, all
weaken,
Muslims are recommending
nor
not to
did
listen
they
to this.
abase themselves,
He's a deceiver.
and Allah loves the patient. Now, let's read the Wash version. There you go. Here's the other one I promised you. Read that one.
Fact check.
Well, from the beginning.
Fact check.
فما وهنوا لما أصابهم في سبيل الله وما ضعفوا وما استكانوا.
Same ayah.
He says
Same
it's the
ayah.
same.
Show to everyone first.
This is
Show
a-
to everyone first.
We have.
Same, literally. I read it letter by letter, word
He
by
said
word.
it's the same,
Word
but
by
he
word.
doesn't know Arabic.
See,
All
this
he
is the
can do
translation.
is
That's what-
make the sounds of the letters.
Listen, the whole
He
thing is
said
about
it's very
translation,
difficult,
as in the Quran,
but now
in Arabic,
suddenly is an
the context,
expert.
the verse, exactly the same. No
This is the
version.
kind of snaky kind of activity we find at the
He
corner
lost,
all
that's
the
why he's
time.
returning on me. That verse is
The
same.
word is
Show people.
kutila.
Listen,
And the
before
word
we move
kutila
on, before we move, show
is
people.
translated
Look,
as this.
Untruthful person.
And how
I
many
read
a
the Quran.
prophet
I read the Quran for
with
him.
him were
You're a
killed.
dangerous person. Dangerous.
Many religious scholars,
Dangerous.
but they never lost assurance
May
due
Allah
to
guide
what
you, brother. May Allah guide
afflicted
you.
them in the cause of Allah, nor did they weaken or
May
submit.
Allah guide you,
And
brother. Guide you.
Allah loves the steadfast.
The two
So
verse,
one
okay,
version
everyone
of the
listen.
Quran
The two verse in
says
Arabic,
fought,
exactly the same.
and
We're all
another
different
version of the
We're all
Quran
different versions.
says killed.
This is the meaning against me.
And we've
This is the
checked
meaning.
this with Arabic
Subhanallah.
speakers,
Subhanallah.
Arabic readers,
When
readers
you
who
learn the
can
meaning, you have to be
translate
careful.
it.
You have to go
He's an
to
Arab,
a
he's an
service
Arab,
where
he's an
people
Arab.
know.
He's an
Truthful
Arab.
person.
But
He's
you
an
said you
Arab.
didn't translate
No,
it.
exactly. But in Arabic, they're both the same. So he's using the translation in his own way. People changed it. Islamic phobia website.
Kutila.
Ah, he's an Arabic speaker.
An Arabic speaker.
Ah, okay.
Kutila. Show him Kutila. Show him Kutila.
Fact check. Fact check.
That's not قتل, that's قاتل. Subhanallah. Islamic phobia.
Kutila.
Subhanallah. Deceivers.
Kutila. Kutila. Just because you're Muslim doesn't make you an expert in Arabic.
Hey, come.
We've had this tested by multiple different Arabic speakers.
He doesn't know how to read Quran.
Kutila. Neither do you. You said you didn't. You said you didn't. You said you didn't. You said you didn't. I did ask someone else, and he said it was Kutila. Oh. No, Kutila. Which version of the Quran are you reading? Which version of the Quran?
Wallahi, deceiver. Deceiver. Be careful with this.
By Ibn Kathir, I think the only Quran.
Listen,
Ibn Kathir, the only Quran.
Let's put it on one side.
Ibn Kathir never even gave a Quran. He was a scholar on Islamic theology, not one of the people that recited the Quran. It was Ibn Wash and Ibn Hafs that recited the Quran, and the Qurans that they recited were different. They were different.
He even says different.
Me and you know more the truth than these people.
The qira'at are different. The words in the qira'at are different, and they have different meanings, which means that we have different Qurans. Thank you.
It's قاتل, that's not قتل.
I'm
That's not
sorry,
qutila or qutila.
Arabic speaker says
Ask someone
qutila.
else. Ask someone else to be referring between him.
someone else.
Then you
I've
can know
already
who's
done
lying.
this multiple
Where's
times.
the ref? Where's the ref so you can know
Where's-
who's lying?
When I asked him for a
Subhanallah,
translation,
liar upon
he
liar.
said I couldn't
Liar upon
translate
liar.
it.
He said that.
Liar upon liar, akhi. Subhanallah.
So let's
no,
do another
I said,
one.
He asked me, can I read in Arabic? And I did. I never said I know in translation. You can rewind.
You said you
Don't
don't
edit this,
understand
akhi.
Arabic.
Don't edit this, subhanallah.
You said I don't
I know you're
understand
channel, brother. I know
Arabic.
you're
You
channel.
said,
Dodgy
I read
guy,
it,
brother.
but I don't
So let me ask you another one.
Come on.
You're a dodgy guy.
Are the words means of support and values the same word?
What was the deal from the beginning? In Arabic. Where's the different
I'm
words in
asking you
Arabic?
the question.
Yeah, I'll put you in a headlock. That's why you can't get away now.
I'm asking
you
you
can't
the
get away.
question.
He's kept using translation. One at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen.
One at a time, as the brother said.
Do you see him avoiding the question? Let me
In
ask
Arabic,
everyone else.
In Arabic,
And I
it's
want
all
to hear
in
you
here.
loud
It's
and
all in-
clear.
My proof is here.
Are the
I
words
don't need the
means
audience.
of
It's the
support
proof. If you
and
ask
the
me
word
handicap, you feel you-
values
you feel
the
creator,
same?
you
Yes
want-
or no?
No.
No. Are they the same? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Cheerleaders. No, yeah, no.
One
yeah.
verse of
I want
one
the
version.
reality, akhi.
Okay.
That's the akhi, you know. Never mind. Listen, I
So
want the
reading in
reality.
Arabic. Reading in Arabic.
I want to listen. Show me the
check.
other one. Show me the other one as well.
Fact check.
No. Read it in Arabic.
He's a bigger deceiver. He wants to do the same thing that he done to the one in the beginning. Bro,
Read
I'm
the
not
Arabic.
gonna be sneaky with the little tricks.
Read the verse.
So you're not gonna stop the other one. You're not gonna stop the first one.
Read the verse.
See? Read it.
Why is
Read
he
it.
shy?
He's
Let me
not
ask
reading
this
it.
Arabic speaker.
Oh, read it.
Can you read this verse?
Fact check.
Loud and clear.
You knew what you were saying the whole time. Why you not saying anything?
أموالكم التي جعل الله لكم قيما
Well, I'm new to the situation.
وارزقوهم
Now I can see the reality.
فيما
I can see the reality.
واكسوهم
You can see the reality.
وقولوا لهم قولا
No, in Arabic.
Right.
Put the letter. I can
Ladies
put
and
the letter.
gentlemen,
Listen.
did you hear the word? Qiyaman, Qiyaman, which means of support.
Exactly.
Now let's read a different version of the Quran.
Subhanallah, subhanallah.
Read that one.
هنيئا مريئا ولا تؤتوا السفهاء أموالكم التي جعل الله
You
لكم
ask the guy that says
قيما
Qutila, the person that made
قيما
mistake.
وارزقوهم فيها
قاتل.
واكسوهم وقولوا لهم قولا معروفا.
Did you hear the word? Qiyaman,
Here, man. Okay.
The problem is,
Qiyaman,
if you're in the same boat,
which is
you cannot back up each
translated
other.
as
You're in the same boat together.
values.
Of course,
So
of course.
let's read it.
So Qutila, yeah?
Let's read it. In the Hafs version of the Quran, it reads like this. To those weak of understanding, make not over your property, which Allah hath made a means of support for you. But feed and clothe them therewith, and speak to them words of kindness and justice.
Are you going to answer the question
But
or
in
not?
the Wash
Bring me
version
two kitab
of the Quran,
in Arabic. Show me
the
the
Wash
difference.
version of
I'm
the
still
Quran,
waiting.
it reads
Every
this.
debate that I've been watching
To
is every-
those weak
They
of
never ask the question,
understanding,
never.
make not
They
over
preach,
your
preach,
property, which Allah hath made
They preach,
valuable
preach.
for you.
Valuable.
But feed and clothe them therewith, and speak to them
Stop
words
using
of
your
kindness.
voice, your feelings, your
So
emotions,
they
your
are
desires.
different
The truth,
words.
the truth,
The
upon the truth.
Qurans are different.
truth upon the
The
truth.
Qira'at are different. We have different Qurans. Okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
can you read this for us?
Can you read this?
What's this?
Can you read
What's
Just read
this?
it. Just read
What's
it.
this?
You're an Arabic reader. Just read it.
Okay.
Can you read?
I won't read. You know why?
He won't read.
You're the liar.
Okay.
Qutila,
read
Qutila
it?
guy.
Okay, you said you could read Arabic. Read it.
Qutila, not for
you
you.
just read it?
Can you read?
Qutila.
Just read it.
Qatala.
Why are you afraid
You can
to
never
read
believe
it?
a liar.
Don't tell me
You
what
can
it
never
is.
be a liar.
Can you read?
I can never believe a
Just
liar.
read
That's
it.
the problem. I can never
Just
believe
read it.
You're a liar.
Read
Just
it.
read it. All you want to do is just
Read
read it.
it.
I read it.
Read
Ah,
it.
the
Read
reading,
it. Read 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 it.
Deceivers.
Just read it.
Stop dancing.
Just read
Biggest
it.
deceiver. And his little
Just
backup
read it.
dancer. His little backup dancer is here. His
read
little backup
it.
dancer. His little backup dancer here.
You tell us. You read
The
and you
biggest
tell us.
deceiver and his little son.
Just read it.
Oh my God. Qutila, yeah? Qutila.
Read it.
Qatala. Stand over there, please.
Read it.
Please, I can't even trust you anymore, please.
No, he doesn't have to stand over there. Read it.
Just stand over there.
No, he doesn't have to. Read it. Read it.
How can I read someone?
Is it possible that he doesn't want to read it because he can't read it? I suspect he can't read it. Which means when he was arguing that this brother couldn't read Arabic, he was lying.
What happened to the verse?
Read it.
What's the two verse I just read?
Read it.
Read it. Forget about this one. This guy's a liar.
Read
He's
it.
a liar.
Read it.
Siva, I want you to show me the
Read
difference.
it.
You tell us the difference.
I swear, I thought it was
Read
me and
it.
you. I thought it was me and you.
What can you do, guys? He's got caught out on a lie.
Okay.
We asked him to read an
He said,
Arabic
"Quiet,
script
lie."
and he
He wants
can't
to lie.
read it.
Look,
And yet he was trying to argue that our Arabic translation was wrong.
Deceiver, the big
But yet he
deceiver, small
can't read
deceiver.
Arabic when presented with an
Okay,
Arabic text.
Happy.
So, brother, can you read that for the camera?
Okay, now we
Show him and then read it. Show him camera and then read it. Show him the camera.
that's رواية حفص, which is Surah Al Imran 164, رواية قالون 164. He's saying وكأي من نبي قاتل معه ربيون كثير فما وهنأوا لما أصابه من سبيل الله وما ضعفوا وما استكانوا والله يحب الصابرين. رواية قالون 146. وكأي من نبي قتل معه ربيون كثيرون فما وهنأوا لما أصابهم في سبيل الله.
Different words.
قتل and قاتل.
Different words.
Kutila and katila. They are not the same word. One means killed, one means fought. They are not the same. And that impacts the meaning. That impacts the meaning. Because are we talking about prophets who were martyred in the cause of Allah, or simply those who are mujahideen in the cause of Allah? Because not every mujahideen is a shahada. And not every shahada is a mujahid. Well, though every shahada is a mujahideen, not every mujahideen is a shahada. So the impact of that verse is different depending on which kirat you're reading, which means that we're reading different Qurans. And if we have different Qurans, then the claim that every Quran is the same everywhere in the world is a lie. A lie propagated by Muslims onto Muslims. Muslim scholars are lying to the Muslim Ummah.
Wow, boo.
They are lying to them when they say every Quran is the same. You have to follow the evidence. If your religion depends upon a book that has never been changed and has been perfectly preserved, and then the evidence demonstrates that it has been changed and it hasn't been perfectly preserved, if your religion depends upon that claim, your religion is evidentially false.
Can I put the 1 point?
Yeah.
Can I put 1 point? Plus, the Quran, when it's written, when it's revealed to Muhammad, it wasn't Arabic languages.
Yeah,
It wasn't Arabic. No exist. Arabic languages no exist until Abu Aswad al-Du'ulli and Ahmed al-Farahidi. That's not Arabic before this. None.
What was the language?
Which is languages was Syriac languages.
Yeah.
Syriac languages, which is written and speaking whole Middle East languages. It's like English now. Whole people speak it. Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, most of the areas. Most of these areas. Was it
Assyrian or
Syria. And that time is Syriac languages. When they wrote the Quran, this is why the Quran no one can read it unless you know both languages. For example, Kaf ya Ain ya Sad, Kahis ya Ain ya Sad. What's that mean? No one knows what's that mean.
I certainly don't.
No one knows. If you go back to this languages, which is our language is Syriac, which is mean how to preach. قل, which is ayah قل. Allahu Samad, Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad.
Yeah.
What does it mean Samad?
Go on.
What does it mean Samad?
I don't know.
Nobody know. Ask any Jewish here, what does it mean Samad?
I don't know.
Mean twins.
Twins.
When he's saying Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, mean Allah with Jesus, they multiply with one.
Yeah.
When they say Samad, multiply by 1.
Yeah.
That's all. So when they understand the Quran, you can't understand that normal Arab people unless you know you're coming back from this language just to understand it.
Thank you. I never knew that. It's very educational.
Yeah.
So, brother, I mean, the claim about the influence of Syriac on Arabic, I've heard this claim before, and I think there is definitely merit, because when you look at the Arabic, when you look at the earliest...
Baby born is Arabic language is baby born, rooted to a Hebrew, Syriac language is baby born Arabic.
And then that has implications for Islamic theology, because apparently the Quran was always in Arabic.
Okay.
But if the evolution of the Arabic language depends upon Syriac...
body part, whatever in Arabic, same in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Whatever Arab part.
Yeah.
Hedo, Riglo, Ido.
Isn't one of the
them,
surahs of the Quran
same.
the mountain? Let's just Google it. I'm sure one of the surahs of the Quran is mountain, but the word that they use is a Syriac word for
Can
mountain.
you read this? Can you read this?
Well, of course not, I can't
Can
read
you
it.
read this? Can you read it? They thinking is Muhammad. Is no Muhammad. Is Yosha. In our language is Yosha, mean Jesus.
Wow, what language is that?
Syriac.
Oh wow, you actually speak Syriac.
Yosha mean Jesus, no one else. So anything in the Quran, okay, two type of ayah. When they mention Muhammad, it's no Muhammad. They mention Jesus, referring to Jesus. When writing Yosha, that's referring to Jesus.
Can someone Google? Because I've got problems.
Which one?
Like look at the ayahs, the surahs of the Quran. We're looking for the one that's called the mountain. So we're looking for the one that says mountain.
All of this mountains.
No. Sorry. What I'm looking for is the name of the Quran.
Atur.
Atur. Now, is that how would you say mountain in Arabic?
Jibal.
Jibal.
It's Jibal.
So how would you say it in Syriac?
Jebel.
How would you say it in Syriac?
Tur.
Tur. There you go. That's the proof that the Quran has been influenced by the Syriac language.
Wow.
One of the surahs of the Quran is called At-Tur. At-Tur is not how you say Arabic. Is not how you say mountain in Arabic. At-Tur is how you say mountain in Syriac. So the Quran is borrowing from the Syriac language to name its surahs. There you go. At-Tur. How do you say mountain in Arabic?
Jibal.
Jibal. Jibal is how...
Too many.
Yeah.
Jebel is one.
Yeah, and mountains?
Too many. Jibal.
Jibal. Jibal, one mountain?
Jebel, one mountain.
Jebel. So mountain in Arabic is Jebel or Jibal?
Too many.
But the Quran uses the Syriac word Tur.
No, just this. The Quran started with is Syriac, which is Qaryeno.
But this is evidence of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is evidence of what you're saying. I'm sorry, the evidence actually is against that. You want to hear some university lecturers? No, but I'll quote you some. Thank you very much, brother. So the brother said, oh, it's been proven. Well, I can quote you scholar after scholar after scholar that says exactly the opposite about whether the Quran is the same or not. Scholar after scholar after scholar, when they investigate the question, are all the Qurans the same, come to the conclusion that not all Qurans are the same, that the Qurans are different. Doesn't matter which scholar you go to, they all say that. Even the Dawah team here at Speaker's Corner has given up saying that every Quran is the same. They don't even say that anymore. They say that there are qiraat. There are versions of the Quran. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 miraculously equals 1 in the minds of the Dawah team. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to follow Islam. It's evidentially false. Its fundamental claims have been disproven. And if its fundamental claims have been disproven, there's no reason to build your life on it. But look at the Christian faith. The fundamental claim of our faith is the resurrection. And for 2,000 years, that has stood up to every form of interrogation and every form of criticism. No one can get past the point that in the 1st century, a group of Jews who had no reason to believe so came to the conclusion that their teacher, who they believed was the Messiah, that they knew had died on a cross, rose again on the 3rd day. And that fact, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between Islam and Christianity. The foundations of Islam have crumbled under interrogation. The foundations of Christianity stand firm.
You win.
Fatality.